evening. No, it's not evening. It's morning. It's 10:11 on August 14th. And I have a guest today, in case you can't tell. Damian's here.
Hello.
So we're gonna read prayers of the day with an Aussie accent. At least he will. And he's gonna start with Jesus calling.
I'm starting. Okay. So this is Jesus calling, and it's enjoying peace in his presence. What's that say?
That says Sarah Young.
Okay.
This book was gifted by Mrs. Malia Brose. So we always say thank you to that.
And it's August the 14th. I am yours for all eternity. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who is and the one who is to come. The world you inhabit is a place of constant changes, more than your mind can absorb without going into shock. Even the body you inhabit is changing relentlessly in spite of modern science attempts to prolong youth and life indefinitely. No glasses.
You could borrow these ones.
Yeah, all right.
Well, first of all, I just want to say real quick, hello, that you can just remember to say whatever it is. Does it work for you?
No, that's cool. They're good. They're
okay,
good.
there you go.
I like these.
Thank you, Soulside Jules, for those.
Because I never changed your relationship. Oh, sorry. I, however, am the same yesterday and today and forever. Because I never change your relationship with me provides a rock-solid foundation for your life. I will never leave your side. When you move on from this life to the next, my presence beside you will shine brighter with each step. You have nothing to fear because I am with you for all time and throughout eternity.
And the thing with this, the way we roll with this, is that, is there anything about that made you like think of certain things in our world, in our time? I'm trying to keep my mouth shut because it's like
what made me feel peace was just hearing the words out aloud and feeling the Father's love through the words of saying that last bit. Actually, you have nothing to fear because
right.
I am with you for all time throughout eternity. That makes me feel at peace and takes all my thoughts out of my mind.
Cool. Now here's how I want to. The things that came to mind. When I'm yours for all eternity, I am the Alpha and Omega. Now, when it started to, the world you inhabit is a place of constant changes. Well, yeah. And in this world of changes, and the camera's right here, by the way. I always like to stare at it so people like. I gotta clean my nose apparently. Sorry. When it's talking about even the body you inhabit is changing relentlessly in spite of modern science attempts to prolong youth and life indefinitely. That's a thing, guys. That's a real thing. That's happening right now in the reality of AI. I read somewhere, this sounds so sci-fi, that either my generation or the generation after us won't die anymore. What? Google that shit. I know I did. I knew I have to. Sorry for cussing. It's one of those things where I was talking to Tish about it, and Tish said, the fact is, this is where Tish stands on it. So I'm going to throw this out there, and anybody that has who is concerned or perplexed or wondering or has even looked into the whole AI thing, and could they really make us and upgrade us and put in all those, what Elon Musk is talking about, putting in all those technologies in our systems that ultimately we're going to be heightened. This is a thing, okay? Like for real, they're going to put these fiber optic things inside of our brain to make us faster, stronger, whatever. It's robotic. And I believe personally that it takes the connection, the heart connection and the mind connection, and separates that, because ultimately AI is what? Nothing. It's nothing. No disrespect to whatever future AI populace galactically or in our world that will exist. But ultimately, if you're not connected to your heart, then how is the Father going to connect you? Like, what is your purpose? So that is what that made me think of. So I just throwing that out there because that's something that they're actively trying to do. And what do we have to do to not be part of that? We have to just remember who we are, children of the Father. Children, worry about things like, I don't know, our happiness, our peace, and keeping each other in balance, in this world in balance, however long we're going to continue to have it, and after, in the 1,000-year reign. And so those are the type of thoughts that came to mind, because that AI thing is definitely a thing. And to finish off what I was saying in regards to Tish said, it doesn't matter. I wish I could talk like Tish. Tish like, it doesn't matter what they try to do. They could never ultimately make a heart from scratch and make it beat. I don't know if that's true anymore, but that's what she said. Spiritually speaking, though, if you know who you are, if you do not give yourself to AI and allow technology to take over you, your heart connection to the Father will remain, and you won't have to worry about it. That's a theory. I know.
Yeah, another thought that comes to my mind is change. Like, if the Father is, the spark is in us, and we are forever changing, and He is forever changing, forever eternal, then we have to practice allowing changes in people. And this is where forgiveness and not holding, any accounts. I could be, in 10 minutes, I could have, I could wake a little more, I could be more enlightened, and I could change things about myself. And that's where some people around you can attach certain things to you and try and keep that backpack on your back. But, allowing each other forgiveness to change, then we can move through and change as the Father wills us to change in around us.
I love that. Paradigm shifts can happen in a second. And where do we find that always in the Bible? Luke's like, immediately, and then immediately, and then immediately. Because, we often talk about paradigm shifts and making better choices. Well, paradigm shifts make you have better choices, because once you've accumulated enough information, something just clicks. And it's like a domino effect. And all of a sudden, you see the world in a completely different way.
Yeah, and we allow each other to see that. We allow the changes.
We get happy.
Like, hey, joy.
They did it. They're not in misery or they're not in a hole anymore. They're uplifted. Now, this did you want to read this one? We're reading Oswald Chambers, My Utmost for His Highest. The Discipline of the Lord. Okay, you did read that last one, so I'll read this one. Can you read Shakespearean?
Oh, no, I'll leave that one to you.
Okay, well then I'll do this one. August 14th. Well, it's not Shakespearean, it's just old school. This is from God's Moment. I have laid help upon one that is mighty. I have laid help upon one that is mighty. That's from Psalms 89:19. And by the way, the scripture from over here, I forgot. Revelations 1:8. Hebrews 13:8. Psalms 102, verse 25 through 27. And Psalm 48:14. Revelations 1:8. Hold on. Well, just because it's right there, easy to find. I'm like, really? That involves Revelations. Fascinating. Revelations 1:8. Again, always a blessed book. If you can read it, why not, right? Revelations 1:8, real quick, I'll just go from verse 4 through 7. Oh, verse 8 is glory and strength to Christ, who loves us with blood washed our sins from our lives, who made us a kingdom, a priest for his Father forever. And yes, he's on his way. So that's really got some of that. That's the Messenger version.
And Psalms 102, 25 to 27.
We never actually do
Psalms 48, 14.
I never actually read it. It's a good point.
So it looks like they've mixed a few in the one.
Yeah, it's the ideas come to that. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, Damian. I should probably read those every time instead of just spitting them out. But then this would be probably 45 minutes to an hour. So we're going to continue. You got to do your own homework, right? But I just was intrigued by the Revelations 1:4. 1:8. So this one, I have laid help upon one that is mighty. O God, our Father, we believe in thee. We believe that thou art, and that thou art a rewarder of all them that diligently seek thee. Therefore we venture confidently to come before thee in prayer. Through Jesus Christ, Yahshua, our Redeemer, we but dimly comprehend and but partly understand thy greatness. Because he's beyond understanding. He is that omnipresence, no time, no space. He already knows it all. This is why we don't supposed to rely on our own understanding. Let's see. We but dimly comprehend and but partly understand thy greatness, thy perfection of being and character, which is why we're always striving to look at those characteristics to the best of our ability and try to follow them. Get it? Okay. Thy greatness. Let's see. We but dimly comprehend and but partly understand thy greatness, thy perfection of being and character, and we keenly conscious of our limitations. Are you conscious of your limitations? Are you conscious of your limitations?
I'm aware. That's conscious. Being
Yeah.
aware of my limitations in this flesh. You know, it's like very limited.
Well, and as other limitations, I think when I think of it, I personalize it a little bit more in regards. Hi, Dexter. Hi, Boo. In regards to like, do I know where I falter? Do I know where I faltered in the past? Do I know where I've developed, my strength of character has developed to a point where I no longer run around in rages. I no longer, or if I catch myself, I reel myself back in, I pause. I'm able to pause. So those limitations, I think when I think of self-limitations, I think of those. Although I like the idea of like what the actual body limitations are.
Yeah, until we're like out of the flesh, then all limitations will be gone.
That'll be cool. But in regards to the body, because one of the things I'm working on is I'm going to be, in order to be building earth homes or anything like that, I'm going to have to become much fitter because of my back issues. If I just start making earth homes, my back's going to go out. It's going to be ridiculous. My age is going to show. So, and my injuries. So I'm going to start getting fitter and fitter. And one of the things that I realized, I don't know the limitations of my body. I've never treated it properly. I've never pushed it in a consistent fashion. Because, you know, you get muscles and then you stop working out and then the job ends. I remember I was shoveling manure, 52 pounds of manure, me and 4 other people. And at the end of that, man, I got guns for the first time in my life. 2 weeks later. Limitations. So have we actually pushed ourselves enough to know what this... Because, I mean, the spark of the Father is in us. It's encased in this. I know there's different theories, different ideas of who put this body together, but the fact is it sustains the spark of the Father. It's a temple. And have we really pushed it? Have you pushed yourself? About to. We'll see.
For a time. Temple for a time.
So we'll see. So that's what makes me think of that. Okay, thou art thy perfection of being and character, and are keenly conscious of our limitations, imperfections, and sins. But we feel the need of thee. That's for sure. I don't have to explain that one. Thou art a necessity to us. Without thee we cannot live, and without thee we dare not die. Oh, I like that. Therefore we turn to thee on the flowers in springtime. Turn toward the sun. Oh, I like that. Therefore we turn to thee as the flowers in springtime turn towards the sun. As the rivers carve their courses through the hills to find their home in the sea. For thou hast made us for thyself, O God, and our spirits cannot rest until they rest in thee. We pray thee, pour the treasures of thy love and life into our poor souls. Oh, so live the life, right? It's not about struggling through it. We pray thee, pour the treasures of thy love and life into our poor souls. We search for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. For he's a living water. That's, if you hear that a lot, living water, he's a living water. That's what they mean. It's that water that spiritually when you drink from it, you will thirst no more. And everything else around you will get not so shitty. We are glad with unrending joy if we may but be near thee. Steady thou our staggering faith. Clarify our vision. Do you have a vision? I know people say live for today only. So that's always kind of been a thing for me. Like, well, I know, but it's also that old adage of like, if you don't have a map, how are you going to get there? And I know that things change a lot. But what's your take on that? Because mine always falls back to intent.
I was just thinking like vision. See, I might not understand yet the differences between certain definitions, but visions. My vision that I'm practicing and want to try and practice, I can only speak for myself, is the Father's will, and because it is its own, I can't visualize what's going to happen next. But I can visualize it's going to be beautiful. I can visualize it's going to be joy. I can, and all of those spirits, fruits of the Spirit. I can visualize that I'll be in that place.
Fruits of the Spirits. Did you all catch that? High five. Thank you.
So yeah, that's what I would feel the visualization is. But everything else is kind of rest, peace, and wait until everything takes place around you or with you.
That whole taking place. That's when I think the division line happens a lot with people of the way, and I'm going to dare say New Age. I know that's a shitty way to say it, but it's like that idea of you create your reality by your thoughts, by your emotions, by what you put your focus and energy on. And yes, I believe that. I also recognize that the world, what is it we were saying yesterday? Tish says that there was a family member here that believes that there's 90% of the people are good and 10% are bad. And the reality is, in my experience, not quite that extreme. There's a lot of bad in the world. And I think that if we're realistic and worry about ourselves, that yes, we can definitely create the momentum. I believe in the 144,000. I believe that that's what it takes to energetically cause a shift that's such a huge paradigm shift that it changes all the people around them and they just start to wake up. So I believe that, yes. So my job is to keep myself to that level. So I could be said I did my part. But I think there is, due to prophecy and do I believe we have free will, we can change it? Yes. It's a complicated thing, but I think that there is a shift moment. Do I want it to be like that? Hell yeah. Do I believe that everybody that's done a lot of really horrible shit can just in a second be angels? I don't think that's how it works. So I think there's going to be this, I always use the analogy that I got from Abraham Hicks about this whole momentum of going down a cliff in his car at full hilt, no brakes, just going. And before it can shift and change direction, there has to be that momentum from going down that hill so fast and so for so long, it's going to have to crash into something and then stop. That's going to hurt. And then there's going to be a shift. And change of direction, and it's going to be slow as it heals itself, as it puts itself back together, as it redirects to a new vision, a new place, and then proceeds onward. And I mean, I think that Father having no time, that makes sense that he would allow that, because in his world, he already knows what's up. He already knows where it's going. That's why prophecy is correct. It already knows what's going to happen. But we are also sitting on Mama Gaia, and Mama Gaia is going to shake us off for a minute, but we're eternal. So is Mama Gaia really going to be like, oh, I'm killing my children? No, she's going to be like, okay, I need to get healthy.
Can't kill what's
it's eternal.
It's eternal, yeah.
So that's why, I know that's a lot, but that's when I see people just trying to be like, I always want to say, but just remember there's going to be a transitional phase. And I don't know how you feel about that. Like, I don't get a chance to talk to a lot of people about that.
I reckon, well, from what I'm noticing and seeing and understanding is there's that slow incline and the transition. He's gentle with us. Father's gentle with us. He does it in the ways that we can handle. Some people can handle hitting the bottom real fast.
Very true.
Turning their life around instantly. And then 10 minutes or within the next week or whatever that happens, everybody around them trying to stick the backpack back on them because they can't understand the shift that's happened inside them. And then you've got the shift that you were talking about, the slow, so the gentle. And yeah, which one am I? He's been really gentle with me in areas, and then all of a sudden I get these big ones, and then it's just all over the place.
So I think of that as training, as in classes. Like, you know, the Bible speaks about how if you're been a person of the way for 7 years, which is, by the way, one of the reasons I do these videos. I had to push myself. I couldn't be stagnant. By the time you're 7 years, this is my 7th year in the way, you better be ready to, you better be teaching. teaching. That's a hard thing. That means that's a lot of responsibility. Because if you're still eating soft food, then that said, in regards to that shift and how quickly we turn around and how it used to be gentle, because when we're new in the faith, the Father's super gentle, kid gloves, neon lights, everything's like, jump over here, because we don't know him. He's been there, but we didn't know that he was there. And so he does do neon, and he does treat us like kids, because we are kids. He's gentle with us to develop our faith, I believe. But then at a certain point, you're teenagers. He's like, how many times do I have to tell you? So the lessons, he's going to step away. And you're going to feel like God went away. Like, where did God go? And I felt those moments. I don't know if you've had where I'm like, where did God go? Like, Pops, where'd you go? And then all of a sudden, it's like the paradigm shift happens in my head. And I'm sitting there so embarrassed. So like, oh, Dad, I totally knew this one. And I didn't. I failed the test. And that's when he's immediately come right there in the middle of those shameful tears of like, oh shit, I cannot believe I did that. I knew better. He hugs me and goes, but see, you saw it. You saw it now, and you felt that pang of consciousness. You grieved the Holy Spirit. You felt that, and next time it was quicker, and the tests were faster, and I'm able to turn around. So when you were saying that, I would because I was like, way showers have been on training for a while, so that when that, I think that big prophesized whatever transition happens, and that momentum stops, I like what Derry said. We're going to be sitting there going, hey, what's up? Can I help you? Did you need some help? Why are you guys so calm? Why are you smiling?
Shit's falling down everywhere.
Is that guy singing over there? What?
Give me some of that.
And maybe, so I like that. Maybe something about what you said made me go, way showers.
And we're just remembering. It's already done, dusted, over, finished. The everything's catching up. We're just remembering. So it's how fast, that remembering is the refinement. When you come to the understanding of the truths that are around you, and it's crazy. And that's just a remembering of your eternal spirit, your eternal being, who you are.
When you say remembering, like, the way he's describing it to me would be like, we're divine. We first shall be last, last shall be first. So we've been here before. Some of us maybe repeatedly, other ones been a while, other ones one other time. Whatever. I don't know. But before we came in here, according to a lot of the Global Witness teachings and other teachings, revealings, how about that? These jail that we're in, apparently when we get popped in here, going through that birth canal, blanked out, we get erased like a computer, like magnet. Oh man, I don't remember shit. I believe sometimes that children do. I mean, the residual is there enough and strong enough that children, that's why children are so important and valuable to treat, to not mess them up. That's why the Father's like, don't mess them up, just don't mess them up.
What is it in Thomas? Ask a 7-year-old, a 7-month-old, what the kingdom of heaven is like.
They'll probably giggle.
Well, there's an innocence and a spirit, the spark that's in the child that hasn't been traumatized or hasn't been affected in any way. Right now the spiritual realms are talking to each other in a different language than what we can interpret, because we're talking physically in angelic language, whatever, how it's working. They're spinning around each other and they're talking and discussing things, so and then you get the data download from that because we're open to receive. And it's like that's that innocence of the child, and that's
so they're still
we all
talking
are
to
inside.
them.
We still are that child if we can strip away everything that we've come to, in this matrix that has been pressed upon us.
So what are you saying, just to get, because I'm a little slow sometimes, the kids, the little babies, they're still hearing that realm, they're still able to understand
They've still got the spark, more pure than once you start to download the matrix.
Then it gets kind of bogged down, and I like it. I like the idea of little babies talking to angels, because you've heard of that, kids like running around in their cribs and they're like giggling and da da da. And they're talking. I've heard little babies just talking away in their little crib, and it's like, you can tell it. I don't know. That's a sweet thought. And we're gonna finish this off, and we'll save Mr. Chambers for later because it's getting hot in here. There's an air conditioning vent right above, and it's really loud. So let's see. That's why we don't turn it on low. We pray. Oh my goodness, this is low. And thank you for your awesomeness with I don't know how long is this going on. 25 minutes, holy. Okay, therefore we turn to thee as the flowers of springtime. I'm taking it back a little bit. Turn towards the sun as the rivers carve their course through the hills to find their home in the sea. For thou hast made us for thyself, O God, and our spirits cannot rest until they rest in thee. We pray thee, pour the treasures of thy love and life into our poor souls. We search for thee in dry and thirsty land where no water is. We are glad with unending joy if we may but be near thee. Steady thou our staggering faith, clarify our vision, intensify our desire to be free from all that is sin in thy sight. So not our point of view of what sin is, but what the Father's point of view of sin is. And my understanding of that is that sin is anything that grieves the Father. What grieves the Father? Their child, his child, the mother's child, grieved. So when we grieve ourselves, when we hurt ourselves, when we hurt others, when we think less of ourselves, we're actually grieving your Father. You're grieving your Father! And to me, that's sin. And if you're obviously walking not in integrity and hurting others, you're grieving the Father. So I don't know, what do you think sin is?
I was thinking of what you were saying before about the person in the 90%. And if we're truly working out the difference between good and evil, and it seems to be nearly opposite of each other, then that person is telling the truth, the 90%, because they think, from their perception, they've gathered a flock of 90% that is the same as them, so they think that's good. So they've just perceived that this is a good place for them. It doesn't mean it's good.
No, it doesn't.
It just means it's their perception of what good is, and they've
group
put themselves
mentality
in a 90% position, and
it's
the 10% maybe I don't know. It's up to the perception of all different people. But if we're learning what truth is alone and not our own, then yeah, it could be totally different to what we think.
Well, I'm going to throw a real weird example real quick. It's like a lot of people that are in the matrix, quote unquote. And for example, what does the matrix mean? Like, is that a person that hates their job, or is that a person that really likes their job and is creative and really is has their? I think it's anything that has the right intent makes it not the matrix. And so, in regards to how people perceive things, to bring it down to the basic, is what have we been taught our intents are? How do we learn what our intent is? Like, where do we come from in the sense of how do we learn to come from the heart? I think the characteristics of the Father is the way to learn that, to get there. Do you have any other idea? Yeah.
Love is good.
And how do you learn proper love though? Like, it's a lot of us.
And not matrix love.
Yes.
This love that we've been
like there's that codependency love. There's that controlling love. A lot of people call that narcissism and Vesica love, where it's like so to me, like when people say, "Whoa, love," it's like, well, how do you know you're loving correctly? And that's what I was asking. Like, other than the characteristics of the Father and your own experiences with the Father that has exploded and exploded outward with love, or completely humbled you in your heart. I mean, is it always come from the heart? Like, how did you learn what the love of the Father was?
He was trying so hard to help me remember who I am and how to love me. What we were saying yesterday, in situations of where you feel friendships or whatever are Vesica Pisces and moving away, love yourself, go find your peace, go back to that peace where nothing can affect you and you're complete, and in all different situations. So that's what I feel that I've learned with the love that he's showing me, and he's trying to help me remember how to love myself in that way first, and then all of a sudden it becomes easier to love other people.
Right.
And it's a true love, because you're left in your right hand, you're left, and you give, being giving, and sometimes that can mean, like this virtue thing we were talking about yesterday as well, filling up with virtue. We need to love ourselves and know who we are to get to that place, and then we've got that virtue to be able to express, or to give freely.
Without wanting something
and not
back.
wanting nothing back.
Like you just want them to be happy.
Yeah, you just want to do whatever situation occurs.
You want them to succeed at not
You want the Father to work in them and wake them up. So the seeds that you plant are not, they're watered by the Father. So that's, you just want them to learn the love of the Father, learn what they can.
And how do we know how the Father's working with them? Because sometimes you like, what was something else we were talking about yesterday? The whole Judas thing. Like sometimes, who's to say that you don't need that contrast there, and that, because the Father uses everything for good. So we can ultimately just know that the Father is going to use this experience, whether it seems really something they need to learn. They could have already learned other things, but by having to fall into that Judas standpoint, they're going to actually help all the people around them. Because you were talking about something that we thought was really, really important, which is why I'm trying to swerve it back into this section. You said that when you see somebody acting a certain way, that's, let's say, Judas sort of way, and you're, instead of going in and trying to correct that person that's having those Judas tendencies, you're actually going to observe and see who interacts with that person or persons.
Yeah,
remember you were saying
what did Yeshua do with Judas? Did he back off? Did he step away? Or did he love him the same? He loved him the same. He even, go quickly.
Yeah.
Get it over and done with. Whatever is in your heart, whatever you're doing. And that's the other thing that I'm learning too. Love thy enemy. And this neutral place is where that love is, because stepping in and trying to correct or teach or this or that.
That's a place where you get offended. That's a place where you find you're supposed to be like Christ, unoffensible. But to finish off what you were saying yesterday, I thought was really cool, is that Damian looks at the people that are interacting with individuals, times in your life you see that. Try this. He says he observes how they interact and then goes to not to try to correct or teach or change the paradigm of someone that's obviously having their Judas moment. They're going to actually go and hang out with the people that conversed with that individual and strengthen them. And I thought that was really beautiful. Because Christ would go comfort the ones that are like, whose seeds are being fucked with. Sorry to cuss, but that whole verse about some seeds they're all planted and some of them have thorns in them, and all of a sudden some of them are in rocking field. Or some go nourish and water the seeds of the person that are being maybe conflicted or confused by somebody that's in that Judas position, that's trying to show that contrast to see if you did learn your lesson. Did you actually, are these words and are these theories, these beliefs are actually being put into action? And as way showers or people that have been there over and over and over again and have found that through discipline and strength and just experience, you can now go, oh, I'm not going to waste my breath over here. And
that doesn't mean gossip with the people. It means converse with what we're talking about. All of us are talking about the same thing. We're conscious in the body's building, and just converse with the truth. Point at the truth and try and understand, talk about what's happening.
Keep being that light. Keep being that light, because eventually, who isn't attracted to the light? Okay, and to finish this off, thank you for that. High five. Let's see. Steady thou art staggering faith. Steady thou our staggering faith. Clarify our vision. Intensify our desire to be free from all that is in sin in thy sight, in his sight. Bring us into harmony with thyself, thy purpose, thy life. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. Save us from the narrowness and selfishness. Save us from narrowness. And I know it said walk that narrow path, but what it means is walking that narrow path and then looking at everybody to your left and looking at everybody to your right and going, you're wrong and you're going to hell. Don't do that. That's not the narrow path. That's narrowness. There's a difference. Let's see. So you're supposed to really look at them and just love them all and just continue to walk your path, the narrow path. That's what the narrow path is about. That makes sense. Okay. Thy life. Create in us a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within us. Save us from narrowness and selfishness. Don't force other people to go into your point of view. The truth doesn't need justification. The truth doesn't need defense. Bless us and make us a blessing. Bless us and make us a blessing. Be like Yeshua. All this we humbly ask in the name of Yeshua Jesus. Amen. Oh, ow! And thank you, Bishop Samuel B. Sprang from Naperville, Illinois, for that. Thank you guys. Love you guys. Thank you, Damian. Let's go work. We got work this morning. We're going to move a bed from one location to another. And
much love, everyone.
Love you guys. Bye.